Hi, in the previous video, we saw useState, which is used to create stateful variables in a functional component. And in this video, we're going to talk about useEffect, which is like a lifecycle method for using stateful functions. So in the class-based components, we use something called componentDidMount, componentDidMount, and componentDidUpdate, various lifecycle method to trigger various events whenever the component changes or go through a set of processes. In order to use useEffect, you need to import it from the same way that you imported useState. UseState, useEffect is a component, is a function that takes another function as a parameter, like a callback function, and whatever you execute inside that function it will be called every time you render the component. So every time the state is updated. So let me print something and see in the browser. So let me open the console. So if you see, it has been rendered. So it has been executed once. So every time you see in the state, it'll get updated. So this works more like a did update, or you could say like did update or will receive prompt. But now we need to make it only once, or if you in order to make it work like a component did update did mount, you need to pass on a second argument to the function as an array, empty array. So this makes the use effect work like did mount. So if you see, only once it will be rendered. Every time you see in the seed, it remains, it doesn't execute. But the catch is that if you want to make it more like did update, but on a constrained variable, like only when variable changes or only when specific variable changes, you need to pass on that variable here. So let me pass counter as the or element of the array. And so every time the counter variable changes, the render is called executed, right? So now it behaves more like the earlier did update. So in order to see the difference, we'll create another state variable and see when how does it react when it changes and when the counter variable changes. So let me create another use state called reset counter, which will be updated every time you reset the counter, reset the master counter. Use state, set it 0, and every time we reset that, I'm going to set the reset counter to reset counter plus 1. Right? But if you notice now, it is rendered, the render is called, and every time the render is called, only when the counter variable changes. But when you reset it, it doesn't get called. So it called once for this counter, and every time you reset the counter, it doesn't execute. So now let me print the reset counter as well. Reset counter value. I think this is here, right? So now the value changes when you reset it, but the render is called only once, only when when you increment the counter, not when you increment the reset counter. So that's how it. So you can also have multiple used effect. For example, let me create one for reset counter. So reset counter changed, and let me rename it to counter changed. So every time you click on counter changed, it will be executed, and this is the first render, so it'll get executed. And every time you change the value, counter changed executes. And every time you reset counter get executes. So that's how you can use multiple state use effect in the same component based on your state and what exactly operation you want to perform on the state. Thank you.